Right, quick confirmation, just to confirm that everybody's in the right room at the right time. We are at Sheffield Beer Festival 49, that's the 49 Beer Festival held by Sheffield District CAMRA. Next one's the 50th. Just a quick hint, 50th Beer Festival next year. Cheer. What we've got this evening is a choose tasting led by Bradfield Brewery. 20 years ago, Bradfield Brewery was founded, so this year the 20th anniversary. They're actually the second oldest brewery in Sheffield, the oldest Abbeydale from 1996. Founded 20 years ago, John and Susan Gill, Watthouse Farm in High Bradfield. Some of you may have been there. You've been there?
Twice.
You've been there. Really excellent views from the brewery.
Yeah, no, you were 2.5 miles big.
I'm sorry. I've also read the same book you've read. Excellent views from the brewery. When you go to the shop, it's worth just spending 5 minutes just to sort of see where you are. Brewery buildings were rebuilt as a farm in 1908. The Edwardian buildings housed the brewery, and since the early days, first brewed 26th of April 2005, 10-barrel kit, 36 gallons. They now brew on a 40-barrel kit, that's 1,440 gallons, so a bit of expansion there. Bradfield would argue they are the second largest brewery in Sheffield in terms of volume. Abbeydale would argue the opposite. I don't know the answer, I'm just saying that's where we are. But from very small beginnings, 20 years ago, Bradfield, well-respected brewery, certainly across the north of England, most of England, have lots of beers in lots of pubs, and thank you to Bradfield for doing the Tutor tasting this year. And also a quick thank you, they've done our charity beer this year, which you may have noticed on the bar, Pride of Yorkshire, 4.3% pale. All proceeds, well, surplus from that, will go to Sheffield Children's Hospital. Pride of Yorkshire refers to the sculpture trail that will be around Sheffield next year. Lions, obviously. So next year, watch out for the Children's Hospital Lions. We have 3 people, or 3 representatives, 3 brewers from the brewery. We've got Kieran Chadwick, wave please. Kieran's in the back. Sam Jubb, and Bruce Woolcock. We have 5 beers. I won't read the names out. The first one is, all I can say is their top seller. And you should all have a glass in front of you. Yep. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Dave. Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
Thank you. My name's Sam. I'm head brewer at Bradfield Brewery. Behind you is Bruce and Kieran. You'll be hearing from both of those in a little while. First and first, thank you for coming. We know you've paid to be here. I appreciate it. Not a massive turnout, but either way, we'll have a chat, have a drink, and I hope you enjoy it. A little bit about myself. I'm 31. I've lived in Sheffield all my life. I joined Bradfield 15 years ago, pretty much straight from school. Started off washing casks, slowly worked my way up to head brewer, and done pretty much every job you can name in the brewery on the way. Any questions? Please fire away. I'd much rather this be more Q&A than rather than us boring thoughts. We'll be for the next half an hour or so. Again, any questions on me or working in a brewery? Fire away. We are also hanging out for a pint after. Feel free to talk to us. After that, everyone all right? There's already cameras out. Is everybody alright? Videos, photos, social media? Yeah? All good? Very good? Quick show of hands. Who's heard of Bradfield Brewery? Who's drank our beers? Everyone. Excellent. That's the all the time. Dave said after earlier anyway. Started in 2005. They were dairy farmers. That wasn't paying very well. They started the brewery on the side. Within just 6 months, they sold every single dairy cow to focus solely on the brewery. It's kicking off that well. Started off on a 10-barrel brew kit. We are now on a 40-barrel brew kit. In terms of pints, 40 brewers barrels is about 11,500 pints. We brew twice a day, so that is roughly 23,000 pints is a normal day for us at the office. Where we're at. We like to pride ourselves on using the finest malts, traditional British hops. We are very lucky to have our own borehole, which provides us with natural spring water, along with our own wet yeast strain, provides a very distinctive, hopefully nice tasting beer, which I'm sure you'll all recognise. You've all heard about it before. Currently celebrating 20 years of brewing. It's been a very exciting year for us, lots of new beers. It's current being the milk stout, which you'll hear about in a little while. I think my favourite so far that we've done this year was the nettle and honey beer. Nettle nectar. Has anybody going to try that?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so a couple.
XX was the best one you did.
Yes, another one for this year. Very good. The nettle and honey beer, nettle nectar, that sold really well. Sold out in cask and bottle very quickly. Like I say, XX best, milk stout, and a couple of others. It has been a good year for us at the brewery. Where we're at, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Again, any questions about the brewery, fire away at any point or ask us afterwards. If you haven't done so already, I think it's time to have some beer, isn't it? First up, Farmer's Blonde. A very easy drinking 4% session pale ale. If you haven't drank it already, I'm sure you'll know somebody who has. Originally brewed as a special for Wetherspoons, soon became our bestseller, core range. Thank you already. Yeah. First of all, we worked really hard at Bradfield to get our pint fucking crystal clear. We know that a good looking pint tastes good as well. We spent a lot of time, a lot of effort to make it absolutely crystal clear. It's a very clean, crisp looking beer. I personally prefer it to a hamper with a sparkler. Gives you a very thick, creamy head. I love it as you're drinking it, it laces down the glass. Either way, it still tastes the same. The smell, it's very lightly hot, so there's no great aroma. Hence why I've got a little held hand on each table. There's a little tub of hops. Feel free to crack them open and have a smell. This is actually one of the hops that we use in Farmer's Blonde. You can take some out if you want a really good smell. Get a really good pinch and rub it into your hand. Really rub it in, squish it, break it all up, and have a smell. That is definitely one of my favourite smelling hops. It's a very simple recipe of Farmer's Blonde. It only uses one base malt and 2 traditional English hops. Like I said, like we've got which. Yeah, so that's look and smell really. Taste wise, if we're just to refresh our memories, like I said, it's a very easy drinking. Sometimes a bit too easy. It's a very clean, crisp taste. A good mouthfeel coating from the malts, and a very pleasant, subtle finish of the hops pitching at the end. I've just had a look, I think you've all drank Farmer's Blonde before, you know what it tastes like. There's not much to say about it, it is what it is. It's a cracking pint, it goes down way too easy. And that's Farmer's Blonde beer, there's not much else to say about it. Like I say, any questions, fire away. Where to end, come and see us. Do not put your hand up, just fire away.
Go for it, alright.
Go for it.
What hops do you use?
Can't say that in detail. There's only 2 hops we found blonde. They're both traditional English hops. Yeah, one of them begins with B. If you know anything about hops, you'll have used it. And you will recognise the taste. It's in a lot of beers. It's popular. That's why it makes good beer. Anybody else?
So which malt did you not use?
Which malt? It's only got 1 malt in it, base malt. We use extra pale malt from a company called Paul's Malt. They are sister company to Fort Malt, a very big international company. Recently, well not recently, 5 years or so, swapped from crisp malting to Paul's malting. Purely because we like what they were doing, they were producing good malt. We've been 5 or 6 years and can't complain. Regular, good malt. Again, there's not much to say about malt and malt this morning.
During the life cycle of this beer, when you started and now, did you change the recipe or it stays the same all the time?
In 20 years, Farmer's Blonde has not changed once. Same extra pale malt, same 2 hops.
Does that include adjustments to changes in like the hops you get at the time and the malt you get at the time?
Yep, so hops and malted barley are both crops. They can change year on year out. Hops can have different alphas, different bitterness. We will adjust to that on years. Malted barley doesn't really change flavours that much year on year out. It can change yield, so we might have to get better extract out of different malts. But yeah, same recipe for 20 years.
So you just balance amount of hops every year?
So the recipe stayed the same. Is there a story behind why you wanted to go with that recipe? It was originally one-off, you said?
Yeah, originally it was not part of our core range. It was special for roast spoons. I personally didn't make the recipe because I was 11 years old at the time. I don't know why the old head brewer went with that recipe, but obviously we did alright with it. It's a decent pint, it sold well. And yeah, we've not changed a thing since because strong believer in not fixing out the brew.
What was the first one then?
Very first brew was Farmer's Bitter, which got rebranded to Farmer's Ale 6, 8 years ago. What was it when you two started? Was it before? Yeah, maybe more, maybe 8, not 10 years ago. 3.9 Amber Bitter. Has anyone tried Farmer's Bitter / Farmer's Ale? Yeah, that was the very first brew.
Don't have it very often. Say don't see it very often. So, well, he knows I go in there local. We don't see it very often.
It isn't served very often in our pubs, purely because of the more popular Yorkshire farmer.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. Like I said, it's been 20 years since we brewed Farmer's Bitter, so we did do a special 20-year anniversary best bitter X, which do spoke about earlier, which was a 4.6, 4.7?
4.7.
What was it? 4.7? Best bitter. Just to pay tribute to the fact that was our first ever brew 20 years. Yeah, any other questions? Like I said, we are all hanging around for pint after. If there's anything you'd like to know about me, the brewer, any of the beers, if you haven't thought of, we'll find us after. Looks like our next beers are getting served shortly, so if you'd like to enjoy the rest of your Farmer's Blonde. There's cactus and water on the tables. Pellets, feel free.
But that'd be nice one.
Yeah, and I'm passing you on to Kieran shortly when you're beautiful. Any other good? Thank you, Rob.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah, it's totally different.
What's your jack?
It's carbonated, but it's very difficult.
I was just asking that, well, I should will. How you make it into fizzer?
It's exactly the same beer. The only difference is it's been filtered and carbonated.
Best summer drink though.
Some people call it a lager. It's not a lager. It's just a carbonated beer.
Best summer, when it's a hot summer's day.
Fizzer.
And the one that you don't do anymore was a
Yellow jersey.
no, fizzy pale.
That's a cracking lethal at times. And like I say, it's a shame.
Oh, I see how you like the yellow jersey.
A few times I've bought a bottle of this beer with, how to say, natural sediment, or a lot of yeast on the bottom.
Say that again, sorry.
A few times I bought a bottle of this beer which have a lot of yeast on the bottom.
From our brewery?
Yes, this one.
Oh,
But
right.
it's not popular anymore.
Right.
So I can't see it anymore on sale.
Well, we sell a lot of our blonde in bottles.
This yeast, not you.
Right. Yeah, I had it. How long
It was quite long ago.
Yeah, I think when they first started bottling those.
Yeah, I think that was first bottles.
Yeah, but they were done bottle conditioned.
Yeah.
Now it's not bottle conditioned.
So you don't do it anymore.
It's not bottle conditioned. The belted Gallaway that you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We currently have that in bottles. That's bottle conditioned. Available at our brewery shop.
I've got Kerry, Belford, Gallaway. The only one I've got for that is I've got two versions of Kerry and a Belford Gallaway. So, in fact, I've got two bottles of first Kerry, a bottle of second Kerry. Turn it
So I'm Kieran. I started at Bradfield 6 years ago, just over, summer 2019. This is Jack-o'-lantern. It's our sort of Halloween special seasonal ale. Like a lot of beers, the recipe sort of came about by accident. An extra bag of crystal malt was added to the grist. So it came out with this orangey, ambery colour, and became our Halloween beer because of that. So if you taste it, you get lots of sort of biscuity caramel notes. That's because of crystal malt, which is the lighter colour malt on your table. Crystal malt's made by taking the green germinated barley and simply malting process.
You haven't tasted that?
Yeah, the mature of it. You should get some of those sort of biscuity caramel notes that you get from the beer. And basically the green barley's heated up and crystallizes and turns the starches into sugars, and then as it cools down they crystallize. If you break one of those open, you sort of see like a nice shiny endosperm inside where the sugar is crystallized. And so yeah, the result of that is quite a high proportion of crystal compared to most bitters. Probably a bit higher than most people would recommend, being an accident, but it turned out really nice. It's probably one of our favourite seasonals that we've on. You get some like woody spice notes from the hops as well, around the hops. Again, there's not a hugely strong smell to it. Most of our beers are fairly mildly hot, but you can definitely taste those. So yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say about Jack, but We got any questions? Again, we're yeah, so all the hops in all our beers are British hops. We use Charles Fareham as our hop supplier. And yeah, they've got a good range of British hops.
Tell us something about the water.
Anything specific?
Well, do you use the same water for all your beers? Do you
Yeah,
do
so-
everything to it?
Yeah, so
And where
we've
does
got
it
a-
come from? You know?
We've got a big borehole on site, or two big boreholes on site, which are 100 metres deep or so down into the ground.
So you don't pay water rates?
Costs up in filters.
Yeah, I was going to say
pumps and stuff like that.
maintenance. I was getting into water tanks and cleaning them.
Is that your first job?
yeah. But yeah, fair bit of maintenance on water. But yeah, all done on site, so we can reduce. Like in summer, Yorkshire water will put a lot more chlorine, a lot more sterilants into their water to keep it clear. And because we filter everything and then it gets used very quickly, we can reduce those, so there's less chlorine in our beers and you get less of that flavour. We have to treat it less. Once it gets to other breweries, they'll treat their water to reduce that chlorine amount. And yeah, you end up with a cleaner, nicer tasting beer.
Do you ever monitor the actual mineral content of the water? Do you ever need to adjust over time?
Yeah, so we send, about every year we send a water sample off. Again, at a lot of breweries you have to do it in winter and in summer because of that chemical content changing. We send ours off probably once a year. And Murphy's, which is a company that supplies a lot of our chemicals, they send us back a sheet that explains what levels we've got. We don't have the analytical stuff to do that on site, but then we have to adjust what we use, the salts we use to dirtinise the water, to treat it, to make it good for brewing.
That first nice.
Yeah. I think the idea behind that was to get Burton on Trent was considered the best brewing water, so it's to get it closest to what they use.
Killing streets is good.
Anything else like that?
Why Halloween?
I think pardon?
No pumpkins in it, or
No, it was purely on colour, and I think it was around that sort of time, yeah, so it was a nice autumnal, and you sort of start drinking bitters a bit more coming to winter days. I think it was it the first year, Sam?
Past, I don't know, whether it was 2005. I think it was fairly early on.
Yeah.
We were back on 10-mile brew kit and we used to mill the malt off with 25 kilograms. Fairly early
We've
on.
always called it turning.
What would you say, sorry?
Was it brewed in summer lots and then fresh?
We brewed it a couple of weeks ago, so yeah, not that long. Our sort of turnover is, we can brew blonde especially at a really fast turnover, so what we brewed last week, blonde-wise, will be going out to pubs back end of this week, maybe early next week. It's better, fresher.
So you're not like brewing fascinating?
No, we've got, coming up, we've got some barrel-aged beers, which obviously are a lot longer. Brewed those 2023, I think Bruce will correct me, I can't remember without looking at numbers, but when we brewed Gallaway, must have been 2023, because we aged it for about 8 months, didn't we?
Start of 2024, possibly.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, because
No, because we bottled it in summer.
that's true, 2023. Yeah, because we like to age it as well, so it's like, we just find that beers, we're brewing beers to get better with age. So Belgian Gallaway was made for that. Well, I'll get on to that.
Kerry one.
But yeah, Taylor beers tend to be
Yeah, then
the better, fresher, so.
It was brewed in 2005, recollecting. Again, before our times. Yeah, very kindly just said it's our first ever specialty.
Oh,
Was it?
for Stephen Blonde.
Fancy we didn't know that.
Yeah. Probably should check it.
3 days, what everybody wants in the next.
So Jack's the first. Oh,
Yeah, so as long as we've been at the brewery, it's been Jack Poppy,
Yeah, Poppy, yeah.
which has been the runner.
And then the next one.
And then,
Yeah. Then he shall not be named.
Yeah. And then we go into the new year and try loads of different things over the years. But at the minute it's
cold start.
Yeah, at the minute it's mild, which is 3.4%. Yeah,
not bad.
Any other questions on Jack?
Yeah, any more?
I think it's time to take orders.
Next batch.
That's what it was supposed. What were they supposed to be doing when they went? What I think happened, got some defeat on something like
You could tell that it was getting great on.
Oh my god.
20 years. Used to use 25 meters body and head to 25 meters. Should imagine just one single base.
That's what I said, it's something like a bloody kind of
in farm, flat out. Not milk,
no, strangely enough. I can't work it out. To be fair, Richard's probably told him that already.
No, I didn't.
Can't remember because you want melting down.
No, I can't remember much with Kerry. That's the one that did me. Draft Kerry will leave.
So next up we've got Brown Cow, which is our brown ale. I think like milky brown or something like that. This uses crystal malt like Jack, but a lot less of it. And then one of the things that makes it a lot darker is roasted barley, which is on your table. If you had a taste of that, you might not want to. You get coffee flavours. It's quite astringent. And that's made by taking ungerminated barley. So barley, when you germinate barley, you start to break down the endosperm, and you start to break down those complex starches into more simple sugars, which further happens during the mashing process in the brewery. Roasted barley doesn't have any of that, so you don't have any of those sugars starting to get broken down. You don't get any sweetness from it. It's just sort of astringent coffee, burnt flavours, which get used a lot in stouts or in darker beers, and you get that coming across a little bit. There's a bit of astringency to brown ales. You should get some coffee and maybe chocolate notes from it as well. The other thing that makes it darker is we use CAMRA, which is produced by the sugar industry. And it's like you make caramel at home, you bring up sugar up to temperature until the point it starts to darken, and that brings a lot of sweetness to it. So to counteract the astringency from the roasted barley, we add some of that darkens it further, that adds a bit of sweetness to that. Again, brown ale uses very little hops, so we use similar hops to Blanc. Again, British hops, but can't say. Which makes it interesting. Possibly, yeah. Inverted. Again, not a great deal to say other than that, but what do you think to the flavour of roasted barley? Like, it's a bit like eating coffee, like cold coffee beans. Yeah. And in comparison to, you don't get any of those sort of sweet biscuity notes you get from the crystal. But yeah, we use roasted barley a lot. You can get black malt as well, which is roasted barley, just unmalted barley taken up to about 240 degrees, so it's just sort of below that spontaneous combustion, so it has to get washed a lot. They add water to it to reduce that temperature. And basically, yeah, you end up with this quite stringent black malt, roasted barley, whereas black malt is it's a similar process, but after the malting process, so you get some of those sugars coming back through. Again, that's used a lot in stouts. We don't personally use that, but we use a lot of roasted barley now. Again, if you have this for a sparkler, you get a beautiful creamy head, and something we did this year is a little bit of we've done all sorts of celebration beers for the 20th anniversary, and we keg this with like a with nitrogen. So you get, if you've had our stout anywhere on keg, it's similar, same in it somewhere. Smooth pour, so we had Brown Cow Smooth, which I personally really liked. It's a bit more of that sort of old school Tepes on, I suppose. But
it's not as bitter.
any questions about
What about hops in this beer? What about hop in this beer? What about hop in this beer?
In this one, we use very little, so you don't really want too much bitterness in brown ale. You tend to want it quite sweet.
Almost like a malt. It's mild, yeah?
Yeah. So yeah, there's not a huge amount of aroma from it. It's mildly spiced, sort of grassy aroma, or grassy bitterness. Both of these last beers showcase, in fact most of our beers tend to showcase the malt a little bit more. We try. A few of the beers that we've done this year, we've sort of been a bit more hop forward, like the nettle beer that Sam was saying about, and elderflower, if you've had that in the summer. They are much more hopped compared to our own beers.
Which is why you don't like hoppy beers, do you? So that's why you like it.
I don't drink that road.
We've got the Nag's Head still, and then we've got King and Miller and Deep Cut as you're driving through towards Stocksbridge and Fox Valley. We've got the Wallcliffe Farm, which is further back on that road towards Uxbridge, just as you're driving through Wonka side. And then they own the White Hart in Bradwell. But that's, I think that's sort of run as like a free pub. They get our beer cheaper, but they're the landlords as in they own the building, not the landlord as in personal rates, if that makes sense. So it's not like our other three sort of flagship pubs.
Has anybody tried the Brown Cow on Niger Smooth Boil Keg?
Did you have one? Did you try it?
I don't like smooth beer.
Did you try it now?
I don't drink smooth beers.
Yes, like you said earlier, we filtered and carbonate that with nitrogen. Oh my god, it was just it poured perfectly. And it's just not so bad. We've tried it in lots of different places in all our own pubs. I don't know actually what I think. I've not seen it, please go to one of our tap rooms like Kira mentioned earlier.
Is it still on all three?
Yes,
It's certainly still on it now.
Give me a little please we'll try it either. If you go to there, I will try it. It's such a good wine. It is a really good wine. Toilet break, everyone.
So, obviously, you've got a reasonable range of what could be beer.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we can get quite bored.
So it's something that so when we started, we sort of made a few pale ales as specials and tried a few different hops. And then like for our yeast specifically, we've got quite a traditional strain of yeast. It's our own, so we only use that strain of yeast. It's sort of kept aside for us when it needs growing back. And it just works There's something about it takes hoppy flavours out of beers. So something will be really hoppy, and then we'll drop it bright with finers, and you lose a lot of that aroma. And it works a lot better with these sort of like XX Best, more traditional, darker beers. Mild is another one that we're really happy with. We brewed Line Out for the Rugby World Cup a couple of years ago, which is similar. That was the best bitter, similar to XX Best, but it's a different recipe. And it just works. It just works really well with those. So we're sort of going down the route of darker beers when we get a choice in it. A little bit more, obviously. Nettle Nectar and the works. Nettle works is a dark beer, and same with Elderflower. But yeah, in terms of that.
Yeah, it just feels not many people are doing it, so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good route to go down.
Yeah.
It feels like there's getting to be a bit of a kickback. You know, with the whole keg thing, it's all been pale this and hoppy that.
Yeah.
It feels like it's time to just reset that a little bit.
In terms of the brewing side,
yeah.
It's a bit more interesting to brew with more ingredients as well. So you get to do that with brew with lots of dark malts.
No, I was thinking the same, because not many breweries do Bradfield now, so it's not fashionable at all, is it?
Yeah.
So you've been doing this all since you started?
This is first year.
It is a complaint when you go into the pub and like, it might be a line of handles, but they're all pale. And it's like, now we want a proper brown beer diet.
And I think on cask as well, like having warm, flat beer, as the Americans would say, on cask, it doesn't work if it's really hoppy. Like that works well. Like I like a nice craft beer, but it's got to be cold and fizzy. But sometimes you can have overly hot, flat beer, and it just kind of the resin just gets a bit much in your mouth, doesn't it? You end up with that sort of really baggy mouth, and it's not clean drinking. In that sense, it's a lot nicer to drink an amber bitter, in my opinion.
So what's your favourite brew then?
So I'm going to go back on that. The forage beers I really like. So Elderflower I really liked. But mild, probably that mild that we brewed. Like Core Range Yorkshire farmers. What I always go for.
Why are all your beers named after cows?
It's an homage to the dairy farm. So paying tribute to the farm that started Bradfield Brewery. Yeah. How are we getting on? I'll hand over to Bruce.
No, just a couple of questions. I just have his favourite beer.
Easier to talk about Stout, there's a lot more goes into it. But yeah, we start with milk Stout.
This is Brewers, everybody.
Yeah, I'm Brewers. Sorry. I'm Brewers.
Are you Australian?
Yeah.
How long you worked there?
Yorkshire. I've been brewing at Bradfield for about 6 years now. I worked originally at Acorn with 10. We're on to milk Stout. It's a new brew for us this year. As part of his 20th birthday, we've done it as a tribute to his dairy farming past. The reason it's a milk Stout is because of the lactose that's added to it, also known as milk sugar. So lactose is not fermentable by brewer's yeast. So that means it leaves all the sweetness that you get taken out through fermentation left in the beer. So that's why it's got a really full body as well compared to normal stout. Only 4.1%, but obviously because of everything that goes into it, plus the lactose, it has a lot of body to it. On aroma and flavour, it's full on chocolate again. A little bit of coffee.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, mostly chocolate. That's from the roasted and chocolate malts. They're in pretty equal amounts, and it's very, very lightly hot. So you don't get any bitterness at all. making it like really easy drinking. We do obviously add hops, but it's just to balance it out with the sweetness of the lactose and the malts that go into it. So there's amber malt, and that gives it that slight coffee flavour to it. We've got crystal malts, gives it like just a sweet caramelness to it, and then obviously chocolate and roasted. They just give it like a nice balance. Yeah. Any questions?
So your normal stout,
Yeah.
how does it differ in terms of how you make it from the normal stout?
Yeah. So a normal stout, we've got less chocolate malt in normal stout, more roasted. There's more strength to the normal stout, that's 4.5%. And obviously the lactose makes such a big difference. But it's got like a creamy finish to it. You can like pretty much taste the lactose in the finish of it. Normal stout, well, if you've had it on keg, it's a lot sweeter than it is on cask. And it's just the nitrogen that's in it. It's like it puts everything ahead. It just makes it seem sweet. So it is still obviously a very sweet stout, but like not on this like level. And the amount of hops as well. Like this has got a lot less hops than in that normal stout. So it's just everything's about the malt, just pushing those malt flavours, lactose. Yeah, also including alcohol as well. Yeah, we just use crystal, roasted and chocolate and those in our normal stout. This has got the addition of amber as well, and the lactose. And it's fermented, we only ferment it like so. This beer finishes a lot higher in gravity. So it also keeps a lot more body to it as well. So this will finish at 10-14, whereas our normal style finish at 10-10-08, which means it's just got a lot less body. This is like keeping all the sugars and everything in, giving it like a bit more like a dessert type flavour to it, compared to our normal. Normal would be more like a normal traditional stout.
Yeah.
This is a bit more on the sweet side.
So I like the vanilla stout because that takes the edge off the normal stout. However, that is.
Yeah, it's just like. It's like so. This is like say our normal stout would be like the more sensual one. This is like really the sweet side of it.
That is lovely.
Yeah, but it's still very easy drinking because of that. There's no proper bitterness to it. Everything's just balanced properly, and obviously it's 4.1%.
Yeah. And how many did you have on Monday night?
I only had 2 on Monday night.
Oh, me too.
I had 3 pints of Yorkshire before that. I only had 2 pints of that.
People ask about water as well. We also changed the water makeup for our stouts. So you burtonise it to 4 bitters, but for a stout, it's a different water makeup to then push so roasted malts are a bit acidic. So because you're putting in so much, you need to adjust your water to balance that out. So then you're making everything else it makes everything shine more, all flavours and everything. Otherwise it can just take away from it. Yeah.
Did you say this finishes at 10 or so?
10:13, 10:14.
10:14.
Yeah. From around 10. Who's starting have we got? 10:45.
Yeah.
10:45 to 10:30.
What unit is that?
Between your gravity. Gravity. Sorry. Final gravity. Yeah. Gravity.
I'm not familiar with
that. Sorry. Because somebody else got a little bit more technical, I thought, I'll just add. In case people go
Just give a quick minute then, Bruce. What does that mean?
What's that?
Gravity, fermenting, finishing gravity.
It's about it's the strength. So as you ferment, that's about alcohol produced. So that'll leave us with the desired ABV.
It's a density measurement, like how much sugar. So 10-0 is in water, which is obviously that's your baseline gradient, and it's measured against that. So then we can do some maths on the initial gravity, take away the final gravity, and that gives us. So our wines will finish less dense than water. So wines will be like
9.95s or something like that. Slightly below, a really dry side will be below 10.00. Whereas most beers finish with their sugar in.
Yeah, so it's like leaving a certain amount of sugar in, and that'll give you more body. So like I say, our normal stout's got less body because we ferment it further down. So then leaving more sugars in, and then plus the fact it's got lactose as well gives it even more body and sweetness, and that's why it comes across really sweet. Yeah.
So all that matters, I've got a real question is, how the hell did you get into this? You don't teach it at school.
No,
you know like I would like GCSE. So how?
Yeah, so when I was 18, it was a recession and I couldn't get a job anywhere, so I just searching apprentice things and I just found an apprenticeship on brewing. But when I went to do about the apprenticeship, a load of rubbish, so they took me off of that and I just started and just worked my way up as academic. So just work your way up, you just have to.
So you've only got the.
He worked his way in there with a degree.
Sam just
And Sam?
Go on, sorry, Keelan Chadwick.
So I went to university in Sheffield, and my dad gave me a homebrew kit for my first Christmas at uni. I had like an ensuite in our uni halls, and I had brews in there, in the toilet. Not in the toilet, but in the room.
I still brew in the bathroom, so.
Decided I wanted to be a brewer at that point.
Wow.
Left university, couldn't find a job, became a teacher, hated it, and then they were hiring just as I was looking for a job.
And Sam?
Well, I was going to say, do you have any tips for anyone looking to break into the brewing industry?
Yes,
It'd be a big career change for me. If you're homebrew.
I was at that point in life where I worked in pubs, I had a lot of time, so I volunteered for several breweries. Just homebrewed a lot. And to be fair,
I remember looking at both Kieran's and Bruce's CVs, although they were slightly different, you could tell straight away like, oh, this is the two that we want. You could tell they were experienced and keen and eager. And as
a lot of brewers start homebrewing actually.
Very much so. I think we're going to make it here.
More importantly, how do we persuade Richard that you're going to make milk stout on a regular basis?
Johan there needs to go to the next head
And tell him.
all day and drink it, it's coming out your ears, and then
He'll make it because it sells well.
So what you're saying is money.
supply and demand.
Yeah.
Supply and demand, yeah. But that is
guess you like
lovely.
it.
It's really nice.
No, it
lovely.
is.
We are really happy with it. Like,
Yeah.
we always try beers really fresh, and then you don't really know, especially a stout, you're a bit like,
No, that
But then
is.
you get a week, and it's just, you know you've done it right, but you just need to get a week, and it's perfect. And
That
so
is-
you're trying it at the perfect time, really, as well.
Really lovely.
It's just a shame it's not through a handful. Because it is so much better through a sparkler, in my opinion. It's still good,
Did you
but
have it on
it's just
hand?
better.
It is on hand.
It really is.
For you.
It is, it's just so like silky in it and smooth.
It's dangerously nice.
Yeah, we are really happy with it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I must admit, I just had the two because,
Yeah.
but I really could have stood there and just gone.
Yeah. It's so easy to drink.
It is nice, really.
I was saying before about ale beers, you can try with yeast, you get a lot more hop from them. It's a little bit disappointing when cask is all that goes, because the yeast falls out, and it's why a lot of these American style beers are hazy, the yeast stays in suspension.
Yeah.
Whereas these are the opposite, like the dark beer, the opposite, they get a bit aggravated.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
See, my favourite's pale ale.
It's not a turn on its head, so
Well, it was It's my favourite on a Sunday afternoon
love
when you're
pale
11
ale.
and 12 deep. It's not quite so clever.
5% is.
Yeah. And then when it starts at 6, so then you really.
Oh, yeah, 6 and on draft is dangerous.
It is, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not to do.
It's,
That is.
that's dangerous on draft.
So can you repeat where you take lactose from? Where is lactose from?
It's just bought from our from just a brewer supplier.
It's extra powder, not from the grains.
No, it's just powder. It's derived from whey. I had to look
No,
that
that is.
up.
That is lovely. I like that.
That is a beautiful pot.
So at the moment, is this a sort of one-off special?
I know what's happening.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I know what's
Obviously, when you do
happening.
that, it could be that green.
That's going to be on the black and blue.
And obviously, when we're doing stuff like this, it's more exciting for us to do.
No, I will black and blue it.
I never grew with lactose before. So, just learning how to use it, what it does, and how it easy.
Yeah, how it reacts.
It will be a shame if it's a one-off.
Yeah. I thought we wanted to bottle it, but we put it on about bottling it because of having our other stout.
Yeah.
You obviously tell what I usually don't want the things to drop off because you've been
You've been seller, yeah.
Just a question. Can I ask you a question? You do not have much of very strong hop beer like IPAs.
Yeah.
Is it because you don't want to use something non-British hops or any other reasons?
No, it's mostly because our yeast doesn't seem to work well with hops. As in, we can really pile the hops in to the same degree as what, say, another brewery using dry yeast and yeast specific to brewing big IPAs. Our yeast just doesn't seem to work. So we'll put a load of hops in, put our yeast in with it, and there is a thing of the hops clinging to the yeast.
Yeah.
And when you clear your beer, it drags all that hop material, all that hop flavour with it. So when your beer clears, you're not left with the flavour that should be there, really. So, so we're really aiming more towards the beers that
multi beers
that work with our yeast. So, you know what I mean? So we're producing beers that work more than anything, rather than pile a load of hops in and then it just being a
generic
just like a mediocre beer. I want it to be a good beer. You know what I mean? So like doing these other ones, it just seems to work better for us. Yeah.
Everybody does pale ales and IPAs.
Well, that's another thing. There is we don't really. We also don't really drink hoppy pales.
No.
To be honest,
He hates hoppy pales, which is why.
I used to love it. I used to love New England IPAs, everything. They're just not my flavour anymore. Now, they don't have a well-made lager a lot of the time. I know it sounds bad, but I mean a good, well-made lager.
Yeah.
Like,
So everybody does IPAs and pale ales and they're all hoppy as shit. Which is why he lives in the Nags.
Or stout.
And you use only real hops, not pellets. You do not use pellets.
No, it's all hops.
Yeah.
All British hops. We do use New Zealand hops, we use American hops, we do use we use all European hops. But our core range is all British hops. Yeah.
But no pellets.
All whole hop. Yeah. For a dry hopping, we probably use pellets, but it's easier.
Because they can.
Just because it works easier, it makes less mess. It's just all a slop letting it burn rather than a load of leaf. Right, yes, so this is Belton Gallaway. It actually recently was awarded the best wood-aged beer in England by the World Beer Awards. Best bottle design? Yeah, we're really proud of it. As we were talking about earlier, it's actually a really old beer now. Well, as you can tell, it's not tasting old. To be honest, it has matured over time. Everything's mellowed out. Again, like I said earlier, we brewed this specifically for barrel aging. So it's the complete opposite side of the stout spectrum to what you just tasted. Double the strength, 8.4%. It's yeah, it's on first taste and smell, you're obviously getting that big whiskey barrel aged taste. So yeah, so this is brewed specifically for barrels. We put a lot of hops in compared to the last one. So it's not just for bitterness, it's for preservative properties. So obviously it's going into barrels for 6 months. You need that alcohol, you need that the hops there just to keep everything, everything safe in there. Obviously it's been put into Scottish whisky barrels from Speyside, and all to go with the belt of Gallaway. Linking. Yeah, so obviously you get a lot of alcohol, you get a lot of whiskey, but everything is backed up from the malts that we used. I think there was, can't even think of it, a lot of malts got into this, hasn't it, different times.
Yeah.
Like,
similar to
I'm trying to think, yeah, similar, but it's got Munich in it as well. We've got like a few different base malts as well. So we've got a pale malt, we've also got 2 more pale malts as well. We've got got Munich, that gives it a bit more body. It's just melanodin as well, yeah. That's just all just to keep a lot of sugar back. Again, just to balance everything out. Because obviously when you're getting all these strong flavours from a barrel, you need everything to work together. You need like a strong backbone, so it's just not getting overtaken by that whiskey. But yeah, so spent 6 months in a barrel. And then I think we had, how many barrels were it? We were a lot, weren't it? I think about 6 barrels we used in total to make this one beer.
We were about 12, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were just going to ask you about the kerry between this and kerry.
Yeah, so this one, so kerry, wasn't particularly brewed for it. We always knew we were going to put it in barrels, but we brewed that one as a first off, and we released it as a unbarrel aged as well. So we did unbarrel aged kerry, 6 months in 6 months in Jack Daniels and
yeah, the blend was it? Some Speyside, some Bourbon.
Yeah, and then the last one was all Speyside whiskey.
Oh.
Yeah. So we did that was like more of a triumph to
I've got
start off and then
early
we've gone
December
from there.
flashback.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so over Christmas these will be available. We will be putting a barrel, won't we, of this in I'd say. Like,
are we?
We have got.
I think we've just got enough left of that
Something
Gallery,
like that,
and the cats are skinning it each about.
Yeah.
Well, that's Gallaway in London, that's coming out.
I'll combine them to one.
I think Kerry in
I'll just mention the Zoom as we mentioned.
Yes,
in 2021, when the CAMRA 50th anniversary AGM Members Weekend was meant to be at Sheffield City Hall and was cancelled due to some worldwide epidemic. We had an online beer tasting which involved 5 local breweries, one of which was Bradfield, Abdale in Sheffield, Points, and welcome back to me. But we had 5 local breweries on, and we did it all on Zoom. And I reckon, we looked at the Guinness Book of Records afterwards, and I reckon it was the world record for most people on a beer tasting at any one time, anywhere. We didn't put it into the records because it was fast to get in, but Bruce was there. Bruce had his cat. His cat was a star.
How many people were there?
It was 300 and something accounts simultaneously. Most of them, I did tell you, most of them had 2 or 3 people on, so you actually protect see the images. So you add it up, there's probably about 1,000 people on the call.
Yeah.
So you and your cat talking to 1,000 people.
Also, throughout the lockdown, we rang the our brewery order every week. Sam delivered us every week. He brought us out bottles of beer during COVID. So, thank you, Sam.
Firstly, thank you everyone for coming. Take some merchandise. Rang them after 5. If anyone else has anything, that's great. Enjoy Mr. Beers and enjoy merchandise. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.